Hans My Hedgehog. Once upon a time, in a little village, there lived a farmer and his wife who longed for a child. One day, in frustration, the farmer exclaimed, "Even if it were a hedgehog, I'd be happy." Not long after, his wife gave birth to a strange child, half boy, half hedgehog. They named him Hans My Hedgehog. Hans had prickly quills on his back and could not lie in a bed. He spent his days sitting on straw behind the stove. Though his father was embarrassed by him, Hans was clever and kind. One day, Hans said, "Father, give me a bag of seeds and my rooster, and I'll seek my fortune." The farmer agreed, and Hans rode off on the rooster, playing bagpipes as he went. He wandered into a forest where he found a kingdom in distress. The king's castle was surrounded by thorns so thick no one could pass. "Let me clear the thorns," said Hans, "but promise me the first thing you see when you return home." The desperate king agreed. Hans used his quills to shred the thorns into dust, clearing the path. When the king returned to his castle, his young daughter ran to greet him. Horrified, the king realized she was the first thing and vowed to break his promise. Hans rode on, his bagpipes filling the air with cheerful tunes. In another kingdom, he found a prince stuck in a well. "I'll rescue you," Hans said, "if you promise me half your riches." The prince agreed, and Hans cleverly tied vines to pull him out. The prince tried to cheat him, but Hans summoned forest animals with his bagpipes to ensure he got his reward. Years passed, and Hans grew lonely. He returned to the first kingdom to claim his promise. The princess, kind-hearted despite her father's protests, agreed to marry Hans. On their wedding night, Hans told her, "Do not be afraid. I will shed my quills." At midnight, he removed his hedgehog skin, transforming into a handsome young man. The princess, overjoyed, burned the skin so he could never return to his hedgehog form. Hans and the princess lived happily, sharing their wealth and kindness with others. Hans' story spread far and wide, teaching the world not to judge by appearances. Thank you for reading the story with me. Please subscribe Olivia's Storybook Corner for more fantastic stories. Bye-bye.